Joining us today is Mrs. Jodie Dublin-Dangleben. She is a civil engineer at the Ministry of Public Works in Dominica, and she is the founder and CEO of Jodie's Naturals. Thank you for joining us today, Jodie. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great, thanks. I'm doing well.
I know that you're a mom, you're a wife, you're a civil engineer, and you are the CEO of your own company. So tell us,
Yes.
what is a typical day like for you?
Ooh, not enough hours in a day.
I can
But
imagine.
well, now given that COVID is around, it's not as hectic because my son stays home. I don't have to get him ready for daycare. But otherwise, in other aspects of my life, when it comes to my business, I'm just starting to get back on my feet to get my products out into the stores. So I haven't stopped making products at all since COVID. Um, well, at work, I work from 8 to 4. Sometimes maybe I have to work a little extra. And the day doesn't end when work is done. I'm also on the board, on the credit committee of the National Cooperative Credit Union. So sometimes I have meetings, we have to sit on loans. And otherwise, when work is done, or if I don't have any extra meetings to attend, I come home and I have products to make. I'm working on my business. I'm trying to get other ideas of different products and different formulations for other products. So no rest for the weary at all.
I can imagine. I can well imagine. Now, speaking about the business, when did you start the business and what was your inspiration?
I think it came out of a need that I had for my own hair, because initially I was relaxed. I had a comb in my hair, and the type of work that I did, I was out in the field a lot, and my hair would get like really grimy, really, really fast. And you know how perm hair does with washing all the time. I found my hair starting to get really brittle, and then one day I just got up and said, you know what, I just maybe need to try and work with my natural hair. And so I cut off the relaxer. So I started from short, I had a short crop, and I grew it out. And I thought that the products, like the commercial products that were readily available on the shelves, they were not really working for my hair type.
Right.
And I know that there's always an issue with black hair types, and because it's so varied, like even on one head of hair, you can have how many different hair types. And I was never finding the right product to work with my hair type. So I decided to do a lot of research. I started buying different products, like shea butter was the first thing I bought. And the first product that I actually made was a whipped shea butter. And I used it on my friends, and the feedback was overwhelming. And I just started to make it more, do a little bit more products with it and add a little more ingredients here and there. And I finally got something that actually kept my hair really subtle and moisturized during the day, because that's what I needed. I found my hair would be really, really dry, like at the end of the day. So that's how I started. And I said, you know what, but this could be a very viable business, because a lot of people actually said that it worked for them when I made it for them. So that's how I really started.
Okay, and when was this?
That was in about 2010, thereabout, end of
Okay.
2010. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you've been at it for a little while. So tell us
Yes.
a little bit about some early challenges you may have gone through in the
Yes.
beginning, trying to make it into a commercial product.
Mm-hmm. So initially is actually getting the raw material into Dominica. There are some raw materials that I can source here, but the bulk of my material, especially packaging, etc., I would have had to source from overseas.
Mhm.
And that was a real challenge because of the time factor, obviously, to get it in Ireland, and the high customs duty that were on the products. I mean, I would have to maybe pay about 50% duty
Wow.
on the cost and the freight. So the cost and the freight is added, and you have to pay duty on those prices combined. So it was a real challenge in terms of initial capital to actually get my raw material, my packaging, even labeling was a little hectic because we didn't really have the type of of labels that I wanted. Because it's a product that maybe you will use in your shower, it needed to be waterproof, it needed to be oil proof. So it's a special type of label. So all these little things, it was kind of frustrating at first, but I mean, I think I got around them. And now we actually have companies that actually have the packaging that we need for local businesses. So that was my initial challenge, the just getting of my packaging and my raw materials.
Cool. So where do you actually make the products?
Excuse me?
Where do you make the products?
At home.
Oh, you do all that at
Home. I still make it in my kitchen.
Wow.
And but actually, like while we're speaking, I'm in the process of building my manufacturing space downstairs of my own home. So I've actually created a space for that, where I'd be outfitting with industrial tables and equipment to really make the business, you know, push it to where I want it to be.
Now, exactly how many products would you say that you have right now?
Okay, so I can just show them. I have them here.
Yes.
So I have a moisturizing hair nectar, and I have the shampoo, but I don't have any with me right now. They're all sold out.
Well, that's a good problem.
It is. I have the whip shea butter, which is the first product that I started with. And then I have, well, this is a craze here, the turmeric and clay face and body mask. And one of my newer products is a Cayenne Edge Regrow Scalp and Edge Balm. And well, in formulation right now, I have a growth oil, growth elixir, which is an infusion of all sorts of different herbs. But the main herb in there is zuti, what you call zuti, which is a herb that really scratches when you pass it on your skin. But it's really rich in silica and it's very good for hair growth. So it's an infusion of, it's like a herbal oil, but with zuti as a main base. So these are the products that I have. Right
now, you also mentioned that when you started, you tested it on your friends. So are you doing any other type of testing with your products?
Right. So we just do, well, because it's hair products and skin, we do like a pH test to ensure that it's within the range suitable for hair. Good. And we also do like an antimicrobial test, but just like the swab test, not anything grand like a lab test. So those are the tests that we do.
Okay, good. Just to make sure that the pH balance is appropriate and all that. Now, in terms of support, I want to go back to the idea of support. Did you get any support from any agencies, institutions in Dominica for your business?
Yes. So more recently than ever, so I'm a member of DAIC. That's the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce. And recently, through them, I got to do a training in agro-processing in China for a month, which was very, very beneficial. I mean, I gained a wealth of knowledge over there. And I am also part of some different smaller associations in Dominica, like the Health and Wellness Association. So we really lend support to each other. And any new innovations in agro-processing or whatever, we always share with each other. So those are really the associations that I'm with. And right now I'm doing a training that is funded by the OECS through Dominica Youth. I'm still a youth, even though
you certainly look a youth.
Yeah. Dominica DYBT, Dominica Youth and Business Trust. So yes, I'm actually doing a training program, agro-processing training program with them as well. And the most recent one is that I got a loan, like the 1% loan that's available to small businesses from 8 banks. So I got my call like just this week saying that I was approved for that loan. So,
okay, great. It's nice to hear that you're getting support for your business.
Yes.
Now, one of the other things I really like that you're doing is education. It seems like with your YouTube channel, you're spending quite a bit of time educating the public about taking care of hair. Because let's face it, this whole natural hair journey, it is a journey. It is a
Yes,
journey
it
because I
is.
myself have done it as well. I went
Yeah.
from, using the relaxers to now using just a mild texturizer because, as you
Okay.
know, natural hair takes quite a bit of
Yes,
work.
it
So tell
does.
us a little bit more in terms of how are you educating people about how
Okay.
to transition and how to take care of their hair?
Okay. So I actually used to have an annual hair workshop. So it was a more scientific based workshop, just really informing people of how our hair grows, sorry, why our hair is actually different from other hair types, Caucasian, Asian, whatever, and why we need products to be catered specifically to our hair type. So I do these workshops, but since COVID and Maria, it has been on a hold for some time.
Right,
But that's why I started to do the YouTube channel. So I can actually reach people without having to have like an in-house session.
right.
So I started this YouTube channel and I also give different tips, hair tips on my Facebook page. And we also have a group, Nature Isle Girls with Natural Hair, where I also share some tips as well. And my phone is open to everybody. I give away my phone, so my phone number, so people can WhatsApp me with questions. So from 5 to 7 in the evening, you can send me a voice note if you have any issues, and I will respond to you. So I really love educating because it's not only just making products, they have to know how to use the products effectively to ensure that their hair grows healthily.
Yeah, and it just seems to me like it's a process of self-love because
Yes, it
for
is.
so long we've been taught as Black women that in
Mm-hmm.
order to truly be acceptable, we needed to have European hair,
Straight here.
where as a matter of fact, that is absolutely not true. I mean, you can choose to be versatile, which is what I choose to be, or
Exactly,
you can
exactly.
choose the completely different route of just embracing the hair that you were born with.
Yeah,
So again, thank you so much for the work that you're doing in that arena.
yes. Welcome.
Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to ask you is how can we find your products?
Okay, so in Dominica, they're available at a number of different supermarkets. So they're available at Jolly's Pharmacy, at Fresh Market. They're also available at the Zeb Quayle store. That's in the Old Market. It's a little boutique that we have in the Old Market. It's available at LA Enterprises in the north, in Glanvilla, at Max Mart presently, and recently at S Mart.
Wow.
And also they're going to be available at Prima Donna on Independence Street.
Right.
So they're all over.
Yeah, so
And
but do you do international shipping at all?
well, we did pre-COVID, but recently, I don't know if it was too close to COVID time, my orders did not arrive. So that has been on a hold. So we actually have a store on Etsy, but I've closed it temporarily because of COVID, because I don't want people ordering and not receiving products.
Right, right.
So we've closed it for a while, but yes, we did do international retail shipping. But more importantly, within the region, I'm looking at actually bulk shipping and actually providing my products to different stores where people can actually go into a store and buy. So that should be on stream soon. So by the end of 20, they're already available in St. Lucia at SNS Healing Hands store in Bois d'Orange. And I'm looking to have that same thing done in the other countries in the Caribbean as well.
Well, that is certainly wonderful news. So it sounds like you're just tapping all the way into your potential.
Yes.
So if anyone is just joining us, this is Untapped Potential, and we're speaking to Jodie Dublin-Dangleben out of Dominica, the CEO and founder of JD's Naturals. So I also know that you do hair accessories. I think I recently saw something about a lipstick line that you're
Yes,
starting as
which
well.
I'm wearing actually.
Oh, beautiful.
So this is a Aquaib lipstick. I named it after local stuff in Dominica. So I actually did seaweeds, which is a purple one, and this is a Aquaib. But that was like just before COVID. So now I'm actually now getting all my raw materials in. So hopefully maybe in the next month the other lines will be out. So yes, I have a makeup line, and where I'm going to be doing lipsticks, obviously, matte lipsticks, like setting powders. So they will be all natural, so people don't have to worry about putting anything chemical or dangerous on their skin. So yes, that's what I want to do. I think the government just needs to give me like a big grant of like 100,000 and just.
I agree. I agree. There's a petition. Let me know. I'll sign it for you. So that kind of begs the question, because you say you do all of this from your home. So
Yes,
just walk us through the process of making one product.
Okay, let me start like with the shea butter. So I have shea butter in bulk. I have all my different oils in bulk. And sometimes if I have to do a lotion, I would have to use like waxes, oils, essential oil. So like my mom's, like we don't eat lunch or breakfast or dinner on the table. The table is Jodie's natural table. So I just have all my stuff on the dining table. Because you need a whole set of different oils. So first I would melt all the butters together and use it like a double boiler method where it sits in like a hot water bath. Melt the butters and then let it cool, add the different stuff, oils, everything else. And then when that's cool, now it takes a really long time because I have to refrigerate, then bring it out, then whip it with the mixer, then put it back in the fridge, whip it again, and then comes to actually packaging, which takes a little while. So that's why I need the equipment so that the process can go much quicker, because like sometimes we go to bed like after 3 in the morning. Sometimes it's only my husband packaging because of the baby. So we'd go to bed like after 3, just packaging, labeling, and all these sort of things. So it's a tedious process, but it's rewarding nonetheless.
Yes, and it sounds like a true labor of love. It really does.
It is.
So if you had to say anything to someone who's interested in starting a business, because I'm assuming that no one else was doing this in Dominica, but they're a little bit nervous, they're not sure where to start. Where did you start? Did you go on YouTube and look at videos of how to combine ingredients? Where did you start?
I think research is very important because there are people out there who have done it before. So I wouldn't say to copy wholesale what they have done, but just use it as a guide and as inspiration to actually make your own product. Just start. That's all I have to tell people. Just start. Don't worry about all the nitty-gritties. Just start. In terms of marketing is very important as well, because you can have a really good product and nobody knows about it. It's futile. So I think marketing is very important. If you don't want to do it yourself, there are like virtual assistants. There are people who actually manage your page, your shop page, your social media accounts. So I think that's very important at the get-go to have a good marketing strategy, and just to make your products consistent. Don't start off one way and then because you find it selling well, like reduce on the product. So, make the quality less. I think you need to always be consistent with the quality of your products, or if anything, improve them. So along the way, I've improved my moisturizing hair nectar. I've added like guava extract, because right now there's a lot of talk on how guava extract is important in preventing hair loss. So, always research. Business is a dynamic field, so don't just stick with one product. You can branch out, just take your time, pray about it a lot, and just start and ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to seek guidance from other people who are in the same field that you
want. I see that. Yes, getting started. Now, pretend I'm a magician and I have the ability to grant you a wish to make you successful. What would that success look like for you?
Well, my ultimate vision is to just be a household name in Dominica, but a name that when you hear it, it's synonymous with health and wellness and good stuff, things that are good for your body and skin. Internationally, I would love for it to be an international brand, and just have my makeup line like well established, have my products well established and on shelves everywhere. That's what I would eventually like.
Yes, I think you're certainly well on your way. You're certainly well
I'm
on
trying
track
to do that.
to doing that. So just
Yeah.
keep doing what you're doing and keep staying focused. Now, do you have a website? Where can we see more about the
Not
work that you do?
actually, because I'm still in the process of, so like I rebranded this year, so I was still waiting till all my labels are done and all my packaging is, my new packaging is in. So because of COVID, that has been on a halt for some time. But so we do have the Etsy page. You can just go onto Etsy and look for Jodie's Naturals. And we have our social media pages on Instagram and on Facebook and YouTube, of course, Jodie's Naturals. Yes. So the
Okay.
website will be out soon.
Okay, so we can expect.
And we'll be on Shop DM, which is a local website selling Dominican products. So that would be launching, I believe, this week. So we're also a vendor on there as well on shopdm.com.
Okay, now Shop DM, me being in the US, would I be able to go on there and order your products?
No, because I don't think international shipping is available as yet. You could buy, but we can arrange to have it shipped to you. So the option is always there, but the shipping factor is not settled as yet.
Yes. So as you're growing in popularity, that is certainly an area you want to focus on, because I would love to try it. I even recommended it to my mom the other day because she's more than I am. And I said, well, why don't you give Jodie's product a try? But then, it's limited in that capacity. But again, something to work on.
Yes, definitely.
Work on. Yes. So thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm so humbled and grateful for being a guest on your show. So thank you for considering me.
Yes, and anything else you want to leave with the listeners today?
Just that if you have any ambition in life to do your own thing, just get out there and do it. My saying is, if there is a box, don't think outside the box. Just think like there's no box at all.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to have to borrow that from you. Well, it was great speaking with you, Jodie, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
I will. Thank you.
Take care, okay?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.